Welcome back to the firehouse for some more firehouse reasoning. As you can see today, we are once more firing from the inner jungles of deep Congo. Today's reasoning is going to be about mathematics, but simple mathematics, because you know I am a simple man. I don't go very far in the mathematical field, I say. So you wouldn't have me knowing anything about, I've heard about such mathematics as pi, and I don't know what else they got, all kind of complicated multiplication and divisions of mathematics. In fact, some people say the foundation of creation is mathematics. You know what I mean? Could be true, I say. You ain't going to build any building without knowing mathematics, I say. But I don't even go up as far as I hear some people say to the 33rd degree. My mathematics does not extend to that level, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people in the world who they are fascinated by the 33rd degree as according to them. They even have one of their great master dying at that particular number, Jesus. I'm sure they says he died at 33. The Masons love that number, 33. But in this fire here now, because I'm just a simple mathematician, I am just dealing with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is the limit of my understanding where numbers are concerned. Those numbers that come after that are not my concern in this teaching. This teaching is going to be about the return of the one, as it was. This one who was in the beginning of these numbers. The return of the one. Because everything starts with the number 1. That is the one who was in the beginning. This eternal one. We have many names for this one, like I say. And it doesn't matter what name we give to this one. Whether we call it the one, the creator, God, Rastafari, Allah, the light, the way, whatever you want to call it anyway. But in this mathematical teaching, it is known as the one. The supreme one. Before this one, there was, like I say, 0. But I'm not dealing with 0, like I say, I'm dealing with the one. So the one is the one. And the one is positive. The one is not negative. The one cannot be separated and divided. The one always remain one in its oneness. Got no second. What I mean? No division within there. And then after the one arise, the two arise. Like a separation from the one. Now the 2, I like to call that one the number 2. The number 2 would be holding the position what you human beings have been teach is Satan then, the devil. That's what the number 2 is. That is why you have positive and negative everywhere in creation. So no matter where you are, you have the number 1 in you, and you also have the number 2, which is the negative one, the one that presents temptation to you. That is the number 2. So the number 2 is operating as a negative. But it's not entirely a negative either, because it can also be a positive. Demonstrated in the movements of the moon. Because in this numbers teaching, the moon is number 2. So the number 2 is negative, but contain the possibility of positivity. Because the number 2 is a stage. Then that every soul that come into this life you have to be acting on this stage then. We call it the stage of mind. You know what I mean? But you could say, well, mine is yours and it's not yours, if you know what I mean. But anyway, you are acting on this stage of mind. At any given time, this stage is full of human beings carrying out their action. But it is up to you now whether the number 2 remain negative or positive. Because you are the one with the choice, you can choose. But that is the nature of the number 2. The internal master that is everywhere at once. Within both males and female. You know what I mean? Or like you confuse human like to think to yourself. Within the black and the white and you know, how you segregate up yourself. Whatever you segregate up yourself in, the number 2 is within you. Now when we leave from the number 2, we arrive at the number 3. The number 3 is the first positive number outside of the 1. But if you notice, the 1 cannot return at number 3. You see what I mean? So once you've reached the 3rd level, then let's use it as level. You have not yet completed your task. You have to push on through. And you have to head to number 5. You have to break the barrier of number 4. Because number 4 is another negative obstacle in your way along the way then. Now, once you get over number 4 and you get to number 5, which is a higher stage than number 3 on the journey, as it was, the 1 cannot return at number 5 either. So the job is not yet done. You see what I mean? So from number 5, you have to break the barrier of number 6. And don't forget, each barrier, you know, is a bit harder than the one that you break before. Maybe a bit more supple, I say. When at these barriers, it will represent the negativity that you are going to encounter on the outside. The negative forces. They represent this thing. Anyway, after you break that number 6 barrier, you arrive at the number 7. A very high state of mind, as it was, within the mind. But the 1 cannot return at number 7 either, if you know what I mean. So we have to deal with the last barrier, the number 8. This shell have to be cracked open before you enter firehouse. Number 9. Because that is where the 1 can return, if you know what I mean. Because once you have traveled from 1 and you reach the outer flanks there, which is where the house of 9 is, that is where the 1 will have to return for any journey to carry on. As it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. And in the simple teaching, the number 9 is the end of the soul journey towards understanding then of who the 1 is, if you know what I mean. Because when you reach the 9th house now, the 1 is going to return, or the 9th grade general, like I like to put it, is the one who is going to recognize the 1. You see what I mean? Because the number 9 is the highest positive number outside of the 1. It is not the 1. You see what I mean? It's the highest number, but it's not the 1. So the 9th grade general, as like I say, never take any credit for anything, because once you enter the 9th level, the 1 return. And then once you encounter the 1, like I'm telling you then, that is how you cancel out all man who has ever been wise. Because no man cannot be wise. There's never been any wise man. Any man who was a... well, maybe some people said a man was wise. There's nothing wrong with that. But if the man himself was claiming that he was a wise man, that means he was a fool. You see what I mean? Because you have to learn whatever you learn from somebody. Well, we call the one somebody in this street. You know what I mean? Because the one is a teacher. So if somebody teach you something and you was honest in your soul, in your heart, you wouldn't go away and claim that it was you who is the originator of these teachings, if you know what I mean. Or neither would you, if you ever penetrate to the 9th level, like I say now, how could you tell anybody as an instant that God sent prophets, sons, saints, or anything like that? Because when you are in the 9th house, you know that nothing cannot go like that. Because why would God do that if God is here? God is the one who is going to lead you to the 9th house, or he's leading you to the 3rd level or the 5th level, you know, depending on your choice. Because God is here in it. So God is not up in any heaven or whatever. God is within you, talking to you. You know this thing that they call conscience? That is the eternal one, talking to you all the time. And also the number 2, the negative master himself. He's always busy yapping away with his form of negativity, because he's the master of negativity, innit? But you are not listening to this conversation that is going on within yourself. You see what I mean? So therefore, because you are not understanding yourself or observing, listening to your own self, what is really going on, that is when now you can be convinced that, oh yes, God sent his son or God sent prophet, or, you know, and then you are looking for somebody to save you from your predicament. Imagine that though. That people should be in churches, I don't know where they are, but they are waiting for Jesus to save them. And imagine that God create all human beings and instill them with the intelligence then to, as they would call it, save themselves, or to figure out and understand what is going on here. Because surely, like I tell you before, over and over, God would be a fool if he let us come here then as beings, you know, his creation, put us in the creation without the ability to understand what is happening within God's creation then. Or without the ability to know who God is. That would be just total madness, isn't it? It wouldn't make any sense. Well, it wouldn't make any sense to me. I would think that such a God is an idiot, you know what I mean? But the God that I know is no idiot. The number 1 here that I'm telling you about. And I'm telling you about this one as a 9th grade general. So that means I know the one fully. Because when you reach the 9th house, like I tell you, the one must return. So the one has returned. So I know the one fully. And I know the one to be an intelligence that has always been dwelling within man. And the one ain't working anyway different in this 2014 than the one was 250,000 years ago. I know, some long rascal time, long time, you know. As long as there was any being here on the planet Earth or beyond, any being moving in any form or shape, yeah, this one was within them. You see what I mean? I know you can't see within a human being, can you? That is what is puzzling you, I'm saying. But this is in the invisible, within the being, within all being who has ever come out of pussy, I say. This one and the 2 has always been within them, within them, you know what I mean? So this one don't actually, like I have to tell you, send anybody here. Why would he send anybody here when he's already here, you know what I mean? Talking to everyone instantaneously, as they would say. All around, no matter what language they're speaking. This one is in them. Whether, like I say, whether the woman or man. And the one has been doing that all the time. I don't know how long man manifests on earth, you know, because that's not my business how men first come about. I don't care. I am a man who, that don't worry me about how man first come about. The only thing I know that man is here now. And there's a mechanism within man and woman to know the difference between right and wrong. You know what I mean? Which they are failing to use. You know what I mean? They know what is right and ignore it. And then they are telling me, you know, that somebody died for them and is going to save them. No one died for you and no one can save you but yourself. God never give your intelligence to any other human being. He give it to you. You know what I mean? You are the one who is acting cowardly. Like I say, in eyesight, you know what people see. I think they love what they see so much. They even love the body. You fall in love with the body, innit? And yet you don't know what is contained within the body. And this body that you fall in love and love so much and is chasing down with your sexual energy. Like I said before, you know it, the worm eat it or fire consume it. Or it wrinkle up. I don't know. You can do what you want, blood clot, do with it. But it won't be lasting for a little while. If you know what I mean. These things don't last. But if you are not in touch, if you don't know the when one don't know the one now, well, you are going to be coming up with all kind of confusion in it. Like I say, you might even reach the number 3. I don't know where you might reach, or the number 7. And there you fancy yourself as some master, or some people tell you that you was a master. You see what I mean? But when you reach the firehouse now, and funnily enough, you know, firehouse, you know, the earth itself is firehouse. You are living in firehouse, or you could say you are living on top of firehouse. Don't know which way you want to put it. But if you should go down into the center of this earth, well, you couldn't do it anyway. It's too hot down there. I reckon they say it must be hotter than the surface of the sun down there, man. So you are living in firehouse anyway. But when the soul arrive in firehouse at the 9th level, there the soul realize that there is no master. There's never been any. What you can do is like today how the sun is shining. Because the sun is the master then. This one that is within. The one eternal fire master that has ever burned. Yeah? What you can do, because the portion, let's say your mind then. Let's say you have the mind. Because you have the mind. And the mind is like a mirror that has been dusted over then with all the corruption that you have gathered, others has poured into your mind, whichever way now. If you find the courage to clean your mind up of all this idiocy, then you can use that very mind and reflect the light of the sun. You see what I mean? So now, if we come internal, you know, once the mind is clean of most of it, because we're not perfect, you know, only the one is perfect. We are on about beings who are striving for a better understanding. So they will acquire this half-clean mind then, you know. So we have a half-clean mind. With our half-clean mind now, we can reflect the will of that one that dwell within all. The one, let me tell you, not no, the one who was dwelling within all your prophet and all, who you claim. Now, even though your prophet, them don't real anyway. But if they was real, this same one that was within them. You see what I mean? So when you reach the 9th level, you don't deal with human beings. Well, I don't. Well, you can't anyway if you ever enter firehouse. Because when you enter, only rebels like I tell you enter firehouse. So once we enter firehouse, we're not interested in any, like God, angel and archangel or any light beings are, you know. or any aliens or any beings within the universe as it was. You see me? Because the fire, from ninth level we teach any blood clot being anywhere in the universe. From any blood clot dimension. We don't ramp up about dimension or where they want to be. The one is the one. No one tests, if you know what I mean. In other words, throughout the whole universe, we don't take chat. So we would say in Jamaica, we give blood clot chat, if you know what I mean. Sound arrogant, but I am not the one, is it? The one is the one. I'm the one, that's what the one say. That the one don't take chat, the one give it. In any dimension, to any fucking beings, anywhere in creation. You know? No matter how light they ask, because I don't deal in crowds though. You know, might be a lot of them in crowds and there are a lot of light beings, but I am not dealing with light beings and lots of crowd. I am dealing with the eternal one. There is nothing or no one beyond that one. You see what I mean? So when I'm spitting from that one, oh yeah, I stay here and teach the whole goddamn universe. Yeah, man. I and I alone as well, you know. You don't need any help. I don't need any help to spit the blood clot fire from ninth level. And anything that I say from the ninth level is right and correct and truthful. And no being anywhere within creation can break it down. When you say break it down, find faults in it. Because there is no fault in the truth that comes from firehouse, from the sun, from the eternal one that I'm telling you about. Everyone know this one like I'm telling you. It's not as if the one is some private property of mine. The one is both personal and impersonal. That means the one is in every human being, innit? If you don't know the one that is in you, imagine there's a one in you and you don't know this blood clot one. What kind of thing is that? You have a devil in you and you don't know the rascal devil. So you don't know nothing about yourself then. You know? All you know is about outside and about the trees here and donkey and ass and all them things there. And football and, you know, and other people's business. But when it comes to say knowing who you are, it looks as if you are afraid of your own self. So you don't have any idea who you are, or have an understanding of the energies that is running within your being then. And you can't have as well, you know, once you're behaving in certain negative way against the will. When I say against the will, I just say not following your conscience. Because like I say, you know, it doesn't matter what name we should give unto this one that I'm telling you about. Whether I should say follow your conscience or listening to God or Allah or Jah or Rastafari or the truth. All that is irrelevant. Actions speak louder than words. So you are supposed to be living honestly with yourself. You know, you have to be honest to yourself. You have to learn honesty to self. Because when you are honest to yourself, you will automatically be honest to everybody else. Because you will feel ashamed of yourself if you tell lies. Because you can't hide them from yourself. Yourself will know that you're a goddamn liar, innit? So if you have a self-based honesty, it will automatically make you be honest to everybody else. When you are being honest, it's like cleaning up your dirty, stinking mind. If you don't like those vicious lyrics like dirty stink, you just say you're corrupted mind, you know. I know sometimes I go over the top and use some really nasty language, you know. But don't take it personal. Some teachings are soft and some are hard. But if you don't remove, if each being on the planet, because when we speak, like I tell you, when I'm talking to the living and all the rascal dead, I say. Because even some of the dead gather around when the fire is spitting, who pass through this life and never listen to the word of the one. Well, they're on the other side now, but they are ghosts. So all in this field here, they might be gathered around, listening to what I'm telling them about this one. I'm saying, no, it doesn't matter what name you want to call it, all that is irrelevant. All that's relevant is, are you going to change your ways? Everyone has done wrong in their life. Without doing wrong, you cannot know right. So every being has done wrong at some stage in their life. The lesson is not about the wrongs we've done and the amount of wrong we've done. Even if we've killed 1,000 men, in this lesson, all that is irrelevant. If you realize that killing 1,000 men is wrong. Because you can't kill man anyway, I tell you what God created, you can remove him from the body. But the spirit is a thing that cannot die anyway, if you see what I mean. So all you would have to do is to accept in your heart and soul that killing people is wrong and stop it. And henceforth, don't do it again. Now, if a man did that honestly, I tell you, the man would become so enthusiastic about doing what is right and doing God's will that such a man would be one of the greatest man. The more wickedness you do, and when you stop, the more energy you got for doing what is right, I say. When you wake up from out of your maybe I don't know who's got you. Maybe the number 2 has got you trapped. Negative feel. You cannot break that feel. You might be trapped in 4, you know. Maybe it's 6 that hole, yeah. Maybe it's the feel of the 8. I don't know what hole people. But I know that if the intention is not clean, because it is the way how God set the plan. Don't ask me how God get to be so smart. But everything work like clockwork, like a clock that is a precision and it cannot go wrong. So there ain't no way of seeing the truth clearly unless your heart is beginning to, you are searching with an honesty within your heart and an intention, you know what I mean? So basically then, say first level, you would have to grasp the idea that the earth is one. Because the secret of the one, the number 1 here now, is in oneness. So if you look at the universe, well, you can't see the whole of it, but it wouldn't take a rough calculation to realize that this is one universe. Never mind what scientists say, you can cancel him out. One universe. Now, it's difficult to see that it's one earth when you're on the planet, I say. But we have a thing called imagination. So you can imagine now, when you stay here and you look at the moon, you only see one planet. So you can imagine yourself on the moon looking back here and you will see that it's only one planet. So that's one again. Now when you come on earth here now, depending on where you was born, you will be born into some particular, what they call race. Black one, white one, you won't call Indian and Chinaman. The spirit might manifest in one of these now. Now, what we call human beings, ourselves, we don't have the same body. We have different bodies. This my one is, I come from what they call the black family, or the black body man them. My friend Mr. Marius carrying a white body. And then you have the other man, them China and Indian man. But we are not bodies. So when you look at us now, you wouldn't see the oneness because, well, you could see the oneness if you realize that everyone is full of shit. Because shit make us one as well. A lot of things, sleeping and pissing and all those things. But it's not that obvious then that we are one, because we look like different colors. You see what I mean? But where we are one now is in the spirit, what is contained within the body. Because the spirit that is in the body have no color. If you know what I mean. Any one of these humans that you go on us, that is in these different body claiming that they are Indian or they are black, all that is just backward idiocy. If you reach the 9th level, you would never think such stupidity as different, because God never create different people, He just create human beings in it. One. So when you reach the 9th level, then you will be able to apprehend the fact. The fact, you know, that human beings are one. So there you go. One universe, one earth, and then you establish that the human beings are one. The trees and that don't have to bother about if they are one. They know that they are one already, and the donkey and horse and those things. That's not their concern. They are happy in their habitat living as one. You know what I mean? I am dealing with the human beings, the one who seems to be puzzled on the planet about his identity. You see what I mean? So after you've established the fact now that the universe is one, the planet Earth is one, the human beings are one, then you will notice that within all these human beings is the one spirit that they might call God then. It's in everyone. And then you will notice as well that what they call the devil, my brethren, because I know the devil, I reason with him a lot. Yeah, enough conversation with the devil. He learned me a lot as well, I must say. But he's everywhere as well, in everyone. And no one can stop him from putting bad ideas in their head. You know, like how some people say, oh, they're holy. And you know, as if they can stop bad thoughts coming into their mind. They can't do it. Because the devil is everywhere. He's a bad boy general from, Wait. I say, yeah, he's Jah disciple, you know. Or he's the face of God. No, he's a superstar anyway. Many has died. You know how many men come to earth and die? And I will be dying, you will be dying. And yet this one that I'm telling you about, the supreme devil himself, is dwelling in everyone. And when we die, he'll still be here in these human beings, tempting them. You see what I mean? So that's a superstar master, you know. That's what I'm telling you about the number 2, you know. But yeah, man. So you can't get rid of him, you know. You cannot get rid of Satan, you know, like you are thinking. You can work with the devil, reason with the devil, and get to understand the devil in his ways and movements, and also be a friend of the devil. Because the devil is no enemy of yours. The devil can't do you anything. He's not beating you up, is it? I mean, if you put some bad ideas in your head and say, all right, do a thing, you can say you're not doing it because the devil hasn't got the choice you have. If you know what I mean. So the devil is just playing a role. But you don't have to, like I say, participate in what the devil is doing still. Because at the end of the day, you have your own choice. You see what I mean? So there's nothing stopping you using your choice to go and visit the devil as it was and hold a reasoning. Because I know the devil, he's a fear-minded energy then. You know what I mean? It's an energy that you can reason with. It's an energy that you can come to an understanding with. You see what I mean? So you can deal with the devil. You don't have to be afraid. But if you're afraid of yourself then, differently, you won't know the devil, will you? You will end up believing in the devil that men create for you and tell you about all the Satan and all that thing. That's what you will believe in. But you won't know the real devil. Just like how you won't know the real God either. Because you will end up following, like I said, let somebody tell you, oh, God is up in heaven, yeah? And if God is really up in heaven, I don't know where the heaven is, behind the clouds, some blood-clad place up there, you know? If God must be up in this heaven, maybe that's why in their idiotic imagination, God had to send a son. You know what I mean? But no, the real, when you strive to live. Cause don't forget, it's not easy to live good in this world, cause there's I tell you, you have to break the number 2 barrier. Listen, you have to break number 4. All those are negative field that you will have to penetrate through. So it's not an easy, and no one will be coming with you anyway, if you know what I mean. Like I say, you'll be written off more or less as a lunatic or a madman or whatever they label that, but you will have to push on through these barriers yourself. And most people refuse to do this because they don't want to lose face with their friends or their family, or, they don't want to look like the odd person out and, to conform. So they cannot be bothered then to push through. So that's why I'm saying this job is more for rebels, you know what I mean? I was I don't know, I was an automatic rebel then, from even before I was conscious then like I am now. From I was a kid, when I look back over my life, I was a rebel. From time I always do things on my own and never have any direction of anyone. You know what I mean? My grandmother teach me what would call the feminine things, and I learn my manly stuff myself. And I don't know much manly stuff because I can't fix anything and do anything like the macho man them can. You see what I mean? But from early and then, Jah was developing my mind not to be any, to, I would say, seek the ambition of the world then as it was. Because I tell you one thing about my mind now. I can't see any sense in money. A man could talk from now until the end of creation. He could never prove to me that money make any sense. As far as I'm concerned, man does create money to keep the rest of his brothers poor. It means fuck all, you know what I mean? So it's just a stupidity anyway. And the way you go in and hear about gold and diamond and silver and ruby and pearl, I don't see anything in them either, if you know what I mean. I can't see value. I don't know what value is, so I'm very stupid that way. But the thing that I am stupid about now is the thing that blind other people, because they love it. And because of the love of this gold and this possession, it that's what blind them. And because they've been fed ambition of to be a lawyer, doctor, solicitor, scientist and all that. You know what I mean? And because I know I wasn't fed any of those things, as I never go to school too regular in it. As a dropout like a rebel, like I tell you. So I don't get to learn none of these higher form of education. Hence the fact why I have to counsel today just from the number 9, from 1 to 9. Instead of going up to all the 33 degree like the higher form of masonry. No, I don't know nothing about the higher form of mathematics. But I do know that though the great is contained in the small. So all I have to do is study the small. I call these things a kind of quantum physics. Seems as if it could not be so, yet it is so. So it seems as if no, you could not study just the 9 from 1 to 9 and master anything. But in fact you can. You can study from 1 to 9 and master the whole lot of what is really happening. You see what I mean? In the field of understanding. If you know what I mean. But one have to self-discipline. So before we really wind down this reason again from out of the jungles of Congo then, I would like to remind anyone who is listening that, listen, whenever you reach the 9th level, as I would put it, you can shut your blood clot Bible, your Quran, any book at all that you ever have. Because the 9th grade general knows the one, and it is the one who is shining the light. You see what I mean? So this one override all. Override any prophet, any saint, anything. There is nothing you can do against one who is speaking for this one. And I am speaking for this one. You see what I mean? I don't have to know nothing. All I have to do is to reflect the will of that one. Just like as if the sun was shining and a hold a mirror and reflect it. No being anywhere in creation can defeat that one. Anyway, I and I have been rapping for a long time in the fire out here. So right now we're going to reel out and fade out. You see me? And meet up on another reel. We'll be burning some more internal fire. Rastafari, live it and reign it.